On my way to do photography for Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley. Odd. But I figured I'd give an update on bamboo. It's been a little bit. I haven't been out to the farm in a while. I did buy the other 15 acres to make it a total of 45 acres of land, and we've been planning on how to make things happen. But I haven't been out there in several weeks, probably a month actually, since I bought it. The updates are, first, ATV. I bought an ATV. It had a few problems on it, but I got it for a good deal. So I recut one of the axles. That was probably the most inventive thing that I had to do, is to get a die and recut the axle because the castle nut was hammered on and the grooves were just no good. Recut it, worked great. That's fixed. Got a $25 brake master cylinder for the left hand. Put that on, bled the brakes. That's good. Right now I'm waiting on a carburetor to arrive tomorrow from eBay. And the carburetor is just a better performance carburetor. When you have carburetors that sit for a while without being used and the gas sits in them, the gas kind of gets gummed up and then the little bitty jets get gummed up. And this one, when you start it, it doesn't idle well because the idle jet is very small and finicky. So I just got a new carburetor rather than taking it out and trying to blow it out. So that's what I'm going to do. That'll be here tomorrow. I did pay last week for the first 5 acres of bamboo. Not really. I paid for half of the first 5 acres of bamboo. Now, 5 acres is roughly $30,000 for the actual cost of the actual bamboo to fill 5 acres. But I paid $15,000 of it up front to get the order started, and it won't be delivered, or I have to work out how to get it delivered, but it won't be delivered until April or May of next year, just depending upon when I'm ready. So I did get that ordered, and that's a big step for me because that means I'm in it. I've got money in it. $15,000 for bamboo. That's out there. I have to plan for a few other things between now and then. To start off with, I'll go out there in maybe 2 weeks and take the ATV out, mark the land. I already have a process for putting in some poles so that I can see where the land is. And remember, I don't have to see everything. All I need to do is I need to get a look at the first 5 or 6 acres of land, just at the top part of the property. I don't have to fix everything at once, and that's a big part of this, is don't try and do it all. So I'll go out and use the bulldozer, maybe just to clear a little bit of land, and maybe use the ATV to run around and mark the areas, and then mark where I'm going to put the pole. I need a power pole, and I also need to put in a place where I'm going to have the well, basically. Power pole is first, where I'm going to get the power pole, and then I have an electrician that's out there going to get the power pole installed and hooked up and then certified so that Flint EMC can come out and actually hook it up. Then I will have power. By that time, I should get an area of land cleared, about 1.5 acres at the top part of the property that I will use for preparing, for dropping off, and also for basically camping and parking vehicles. And then start focusing on that first 5 acres. Actually, that's not quite correct. I need to make a run around to get the road started, the initial road around the top part of the property. I don't have to do everything, just the top part of the property. And then get the top area ready for me to plant the first 5 acres. And it's a long process. This is not one weekend. This is a long process to get it done. So I don't feel as overwhelmed because I have 6 months, but I'm also trying to not be lazy about it either. There are a lot of people who ask about it, who ask, oh, is that like planting pine? And no, it's not like planting pine. Pine is a different animal altogether, or a different plant altogether. And it has a different schedule and watering needs and where it can grow and whatnot. So I tell people of where bamboo goes and what it can be used for and how hardy it is and why I chose that land. And I tell people about it, and then I tell them what I expect to make in revenue for this, and everybody's amazed. This is a long-term investment. Even if I only do 5 acres, this is the first one, and I never do any more and leave the rest of it for hunting. 5 acres, even conservative at, let's say $20,000 per acre, is still $100,000 per year at 5 years. So I need to make it to the 5th year before I can start making revenue. But even conservative, let's say $20,000 per acre, that's making $100,000 on that first 5 acres. And I still have more land available for it. So trying not to be overwhelmed, and also trying not to count my money before the chickens hatch, they say. But it is a long-term investment, and I'll hold on and stay calm so I can make it to the end. We'll see, right? I'm not a farmer. I've never done this before. All right, I think that's the majority of the update. 5 acres coming up. Next time I go out, maybe I'll do a time lapse of driving around the property so you can see what it looks like, or do some short videos of hammering in my boundary markers, my stakes into the ground. And keep an eye out on social media so I can put a picture maybe up of Shaquille O'Neal. I'd like to get a picture with Shaquille O'Neal. Maybe. All right. See y'all later. Bamboo.